Hey, 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 it's your girl Nay coming to you coming to you with another episode of As Told by Nay, the podcast. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that life is treating you good. I hope that this week hasn't been too crazy. I'm tired. Work week has been definitely but all in all, I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I'm healthy. I'm here. So that's really it. That's really enough for me right now. Almost didn't do a show today, but the letter that I got tickled me so much that I said I have to do this show because it's just so relevant. It's just very relevant, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. So no guest today, it's just me. I put something on my social medias just in preparation for tonight's show. I'm like, all right, I don't got no guests, so if y'all got some questions that y'all want to ask me, in regards to like my childhood and growing up and things that back in the day that I can speak on, shoot them to me, and that'll be my excuse me come again segment for tonight's show. But before we get into that, I guess I could just go ahead and introduce the topic. So tonight's conversation, if I had to give it a title, would be As the World Turns. And we're going to talk about time and how much it flies and how much, like, when did we get here? How did we get here? We're gonna talk about all of that right there. It's so bad that I think that one of my old shows was called As the World Turns, and I can't remember. And as I started to go through my list of shows, I was like, I'm not looking for this. If it's already a title, then we're just gonna duplicate because I don't want to. I don't want to. And it's my shit. So I'm gonna do how I want to do it. So facts. Big facts. But here I am. Here. So boom, excuse me come again. I'm gonna go ahead and get into question number 1. So somebody said, what is your fondest childhood memory? My fondest childhood memory will be any memory that took place in the summertime at my house. My mom's spot was where all the cousins would come to spend the summer. Like, we had a blast at my mother's house. I had family that stayed out of state in different parts of Florida, so everybody would just come to mom's crib and we would turn up. I have a lot of cousins. Anybody that know me for real or really pay attention to, my socials, like my cousins, they're like my siblings, and it's a lot of us. So any summertime at mom's house, fondest memories. And all the stuff, all the things. We had swing sets in the backyard growing up. We had a pool, we had a trampoline, we had about 15 million bikes in my mother's garage. My mom had a big ass yard. We would just go outside and just be outside all day. Or my mom would take us to Orlando. We would spend the weekends out there, do theme parks. It was just lit. Childhood was definitely lit. So shout out to my mom, shout out to my aunts and uncles, and shout out to my cousins. Question number 2. Do you feel you were equipped to handle adulthood? No, that's a negative. I just said shout out to my mom, and it's still shout out to my mom. I couldn't have asked for a better mother, but I do feel like my mom was just so set on me and my brother not having to go through what she had to go through that it kind of crippled me in the end. I was well taken care of. Still well taken care of. And so I feel like a little bit of that enabled me as an adult. My mom was really set on making sure that I understood the importance of education and morals and values and, going to college and getting a job, save your money. But it's so much more to adulthood than just being successful. It's so much more to adulthood than just like that part of my life is cool. I know how to take care of myself, but it's all the other shit. It's all the other things that I feel like I'm not ready for it. And we're gonna definitely get into that as we go on with the conversation. Question number 3. Did you have a high school sweetheart, and did he teach you about true lasting heartbreak? So I had to hit this person up to get a little bit of backstory to this question. I felt like that was a loaded question, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I answered it in the right way. So pretty much they were asking, like, did I have a first true love high school sweetheart? And was he the first guy that broke my heart? And like, do I still think about that? And like, all that good stuff. So I most definitely did have a high school sweetheart. He did not break my heart though. It was more of we were both young. He went to college, I went to college, and it was a mutual understanding that we were growing up and things were changing. So we still cool to this day. Like, that's my dog. But so he didn't teach me heartbreak. My heartbreak came later. And I've only had like a few actual relationships. I could say I have loved 3 men in my life. So he taught me like genuine like love. I feel like that was not puppy love. But he didn't break my heart. We still cool. My second real love broke my heart. I wouldn't say it was lasting either. It's not something that I sit and dwell on. It's just like a lesson learned, basically. I think the last guy that I fell in love with in adulthood who broke my heart, that's like a true lesson. Like, I think about it sometimes and it's just like, dang. But nothing that I can't move past. Nothing that I haven't moved past. I'm well and good and straight in these streets. But I don't got no beef with nobody, Everything is a learning experience to me. So I hope that answered her question. We had some dialogue surrounding it. And, she had her opinion on my answers, but that's my answer to y'all. I thought that was a pretty dope question. I want to ask y'all too, because that was a loaded question. But I feel like your first true heartbreak helps to equip you for adulthood too. So who broke y'all heart? Have y'all had a true heartbreak yet? Like, what was y'all love situation like as you was coming up? And do you feel like you got that one off and now you in a better space about it? And then question number 4. What is something you used to get in trouble for as a child that you feel was ridiculous? I thought this question was funny because it's still ridiculous, and my mom still be looking at me crazy when I go to her house. But I used to get in trouble for going in the kitchen and getting snacks. I feel like as a child, I be seeing people on social media always talking about their kids always want snacks. They're kids. Of course you want snacks. Why y'all be getting mad at them kids for wanting snacks? My mama definitely used to get mad at me about going to her kitchen and getting snacks. Maybe it was because it was like I would get up in the middle of the night and go get snacks and she would be upset. But I just feel like that ain't nothing to get in trouble about. Or maybe because she kept telling me not to do it and I was still doing it. I don't know. I was a little hard-headed growing up. Just a little bit. Nothing super bad. But like, you know, my mama was a little strict. She ain't like that. You get snacks when I give them to you, or your uncle give them to you. Stay out my kitchen. I mean, I guess I kind of feel that, but no, not really. Sharon, no, we ain't like that. I'm not going to get my kids in trouble when I do have kids for having snacks. Kids want snacks. Give y'all babies some snacks. It's okay. So, oh yeah, that was my question. So that was my excuse me come again segment. Thank y'all. It was a lot more questions. I'm gonna have to do another situation where I let y'all ask me questions and answer. Y'all be so curious about what be going on in my life. And I think that's funny because I'm really I'm an open book. I'm so transparent with y'all. Y'all could have been superstars. We could have. Moment of silence for that. Moment of silence for that situation. We most definitely could have been superstars, but here we are. But it's cool, no beef. Wish them all the best in life with everything they got going on, and shout out to him too. All right, so boom, as the world turns. So I got a letter. I told y'all last week, I think, that I was going to start back addressing you guys letters, and y'all know me, like Vegas is such a big deal for me. I love my birthday. I love birthdays in general. I'm always talking about my birthday and my excitement surrounding my birthday. And so this letter came in response to me saying that I just wasn't feeling my birthday this year. It's so crazy because this has never happened. I don't think ever I have got to August and been like, you know what? I ain't trying to do nothing for my birthday. I don't want to do nothing for my birthday. It's just blah. But I have that feeling like right now. I'm still taking a trip for my actual birthday weekend. I mean, because I have to celebrate. But y'all know I normally go hard the whole month. And this month, I just was like, I'm cool off it. Like, I be having all this stuff going on and I'm planning this and planning that. And I was cool off it this year. Like, it wasn't a big deal to me to not do anything for my birthday. So, sis wrote me a letter and was like, Dear Nay, when did we turn 33? How did this happen? And that was the end of the letter. And I really sat back and was like, yo, a real girl is going to be 33 next week. I feel like I was just celebrating 30 and we're 3 years later. I feel like I was just celebrating 29. So 29 was my golden birthday. Like I turned 29 on the 29th and I went hard. When I turned 29, I was lit. And I'm just like, I remember that birthday like so vividly that I cannot believe next week I'll be 33. Like, it's crazy to me. And it's like, as the world turns, my mom always says, keep waking up. You keep waking up and you're going to get older. And that's just what it is. So we're going to talk about it today because I think that's why, not 36, please. I think that's why I feel some type of way about my birthday, y'all. I think I am finally admitting and embracing, like, bro, you getting old. You're getting old, girl. And what comes with that? What comes with getting older? A lot of different things. And I think that for me, it's reality. Reality is hitting. Reality is moving me into a space that makes getting older just, I'm gonna say a scary thought, but like, I don't know, that should just hit different. But we're gonna talk about it. So drop y'all ages for me. If you're not scared, go ahead and let me know. How old are y'all? How old are the people that are tuned in right now watching? How old are y'all? I'm gonna let y'all do that, and then we're gonna get into it. So boom, getting older sucks. I think I asked y'all last week, like, what are some telltale ways that y'all know when it's time for y'all to take a break, right? So I want to ask y'all, how do y'all know, or what things are changing about you that makes you feel like you're getting older? Like, what does that look like for y'all? How is the older aging process affecting you with what you got going on in your life? Damn, I'm tripping. Yeah, on your next birthday, how old you gonna be? And what are some ways that y'all feel like, okay, yeah, I'm getting older? For me, we gonna talk a little bit about it. Ooh, super tired all the time. Tired all the time. Like, I literally will wake up in the morning and lay in my bed when my alarm go off, and I'll scroll on Instagram or something for a minute and dread getting out of the bed, because even though I got a full night's rest, because I went to bed early because I was tired, and I woke up and I'm still tired. Like, my body just be like, no ma'am, we need more sleep or something. I don't know. And then I thought, okay, maybe I'm tired because I'm not eating the right stuff, or I need to get back active. But y'all know me, like, I'm a pretty active person. I make sure I go to the gym. I make sure that I'm always dancing, moving around, something. So it ain't that. I think just my body is just like, no ma'am, you cannot go like you used to go. Like in 33, that you got to slow down. Like, you got to slow down, sis. And with that is, I don't bounce back like I used to. I just came back from New Orleans like 2 weeks ago from my homegirl's bachelorette party, and I still feel like I'm just now this end of the week getting back to like regular. Like, I was so thrown off when I got back from out of town. Super tired. Body was aching. We did a lot of walking. We did a lot of dancing. Like, my body, my joints and ligaments were aching. And I'm just like, I be in the gym and I don't be sore like this. Why am I sore like this? From just walking around and dancing and, you know, like being up late. Like, my body was just like, no ma'am, we don't do this no more. Drinking, I was drinking too. And first of all, I went to Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. That is a HBCU, and we be lit at FAMU. I can remember getting told down. Never threw up, never had a hangover, like litty, drinking crazy, go to sleep, wake up for my 8 o'clock class like nothing happened. Lit, smart, ready, boom, exam passed. Like, it was easy, it was simple, it was cake. Now I can have 1, 2, maybe 2 drinks, and my stomach is like, no more. I can't even drink the same anymore. And I really feel like 33 not that old. Like, 33 not that old. Why I feel like this? What's happening? Why is this? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? So boom, body aches, be tired, can't drink like I used to, bounce back, be crazy. Unnecessary noise irritates the hell out of me. I remember back in the day, there was this little old lady, and shout out to her. She just used to complain about like everything used to bother her. I feel like her now. Like the littlest stuff. It's just like, why so loud? Why y'all doing that? Like, I be having my nieces and my little cousins and stuff at the house, and like, I love them and I have a great time with them. But like, when they be doing unnecessary stuff, it'd be like, hey, stop that. Turn the TV down. What y'all doing? Stop kicking that. Stop slamming the doors. Like, the littlest little noises be like, like, noise bother you guys for real? I don't know, y'all. What else? Having to plan times with my friends. Like, normally back in the day, you call your friends up, like, oh, I'm ready to slide. Let's go get a drink. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. No. If it wasn't planned the day before or last week, it's probably not going to happen. Because pull-up game ain't as strong as it used to be. Because when I get off work and then I hit the gym and then I come home and have dinner, I'm ready to take a shower and lay down. Ain't no calling me after 7 o'clock talking about let's go do nothing. Because I'm probably not going to go. And I thought that this was only something that happened when you started having kids and you had your family. Like, that's when you get tired and don't want to do nothing and don't even want to hang out. Not when you just out here living your best life. Not when you out here being a grown-up. But you know what's crazy? I feel like this happened at like 32, just this year. When I turned 30, I was still lit. I was still lit at 30. Even 31, I was still lit. But this year, not so much. Yeah, you was 19. Facts though, pull up and pull out game ain't the same. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Life is crazy and life come at you fast. And as the world turns, the world is definitely turning. Something else that came up like in this year that I was like, dang, yeah, you get old. I went to the Chris Brown and Lil Baby concert last weekend. And first of all, Lil Baby, I'm a Lil Baby fan, but he really appeals to like the younger generation, like kids. Them kids was at the concert yelling and cussing and just doing too much. And I found myself like standing back like, how old is this baby? Like, what? And I'm just thinking like, oh my God. Because you used to be that baby outside, loud, cussing, ain't got no business singing the words to the songs that you sang in. But, it was just that time. So to see like the little teenagers doing it, it really was like more confirmation because it bothered me. Even when I hear kids like at the movies or like out to eat and they talk in a certain way, I just feel like, watch your mouth. Like, y'all, we are the aunties and the uncles. We the aunties and the uncles that we used to laugh about our aunties and uncles. But like sis said, when did we get here? How am I about to be 33 next week? That still blows my mind because, again, like I said, I can remember my 29th birthday. I can remember my 21st birthday. I see my sister in this chat. Shout out to her. When we just in the spur of the moment, that's when Takers came out telling we know how long ago that was. And Chris Brown and T.I. and all of them, they had a party in Atlanta to like, okay, the movie came out. And it was like all the stars that was in that movie, they did this big party in Atlanta. And I was going to school in Tallahassee. Atlanta is like a 4-hour drive from Tallahassee. We left Tally at like 6 or 8 maybe. Drove to Atlanta, did some shopping, went to the Takers party, had an amazing time, lit, turn up, drunk, got back in the car, drove back to Tallahassee at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep for like a couple hours and got up and went to work. And it was like in the middle of the week. So when I got off work, then I had class. I can still remember that vividly. I can remember that vividly. Me, my sister Dawn, my sister Jay jumped in the whip, drove to Atlanta, went to the party, came back like it wasn't nothing. Now, driving 4 hours, that's like to Miami. Ooh. I'll do it. And I used to love to drive. I used to love to jump in the car and just go. And now all of a sudden, in this year, it just is like, I'm not built for this no more. Is it really time to sit down? Is it really time to give it up? Are we done? Are we done? That is a scary thought to have. Are we done? Are you done? How y'all feeling? So a couple of people in the comments was like, y'all about to be 32, y'all about to be 34, 33. I saw all kind of different stuff. Somebody said 25. This conversation is not for you. I feel you though. I was lit at 25, so enjoy it. Because it's coming, sis. It's coming. But us in the 30-somethings, like, are we done? Is it time to sit down, chill out, and relax? What we got? Because I'm starting to think that it's time. I'm starting to think that it's time. So yeah, those are some of the other ways that I know, like, I'm getting up there. Those are the changes that I'm seeing. Have fun, but listen to your body. Facts. I don't have no choice but to listen to my body. That's what I'm telling you. The body just stopped working. Like, nope, we're gonna lay here for a little longer because we're not getting up right now. Nope, we're not drinking no more, or you're gonna throw up. And I don't like to throw up. So when I start to feel that in my stomach, and it's like, no, we don't want no more alcohol. We don't want no more alcohol because we can't handle it. We can't take it. It's crazy though. It's like the difference a year, 2 years has made is like, whoa, very, very different. So one of the questions in the Excuse Me Come Again segment, moving right along, was, do I feel like I was equipped for adulthood? Being prepared to be an adult, first of all, it's not the same adulthood that my mama was living. It's not the same adulthood that my aunties and uncles and this. When they were 30-something, they didn't act like me. They didn't act like me. They didn't act like none of the 30-somethings that I know. We just out here, y'all. I've realized that. And I used to think that something was wrong with me. Like, dang, Nate, to be in your 30s, you kind of immature. You kind of childish a little bit. But no, all us like this. It's a generation thing. Like my mom, them generation was just a different set of adults than this generation. Like I can say, I don't feel like I truly became mentally an adult until I was like 28. From 18, when you're supposedly supposed to be a legal adult, to 27, I was just doing stuff. No understanding, no real plan, logic, rhyme, or reason. I was just out here. I think the only thing I had, because like I said, shout out to Sharon, I went to college. I went and got my master's. So, I was able to take care of myself. I had a good job. And I was, I was alive, taking care of my responsibilities. But mentally, I don't feel like I was an adult. Up until 27, I think the job that I got at 26, I had just learned how to like fill out my W-2s right. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying, where I feel like my mom didn't really equip me for adulthood because she didn't want me to work. So like all through high school, I did not have a job. My mom was just like, go to school, do good, you get an allowance. When I went to college, it was the same thing. I got some scholarships. My mom paid into the Florida prepaid college program thing where it held your tuition at whatever cost it was at the year they started it. She was smart enough to be like, oh, I'm pregnant. Let me start this right now. So my tuition cost what it would have cost to go to school back in 89. So college was, I didn't have to pay for nothing. My mom let me move off campus and get an apartment. She paid my rent. She put groceries in the house. Like, I was not a true adult. And I have friends that talk about their experience in high school and college where they had to work, they had to get it out the mud. And I feel like that is, and I've had conversations with them about this, like if we were to have kids. If I have kids, I think I would do it just a little bit differently because I want them to have the college experience like I did, free of worry and just being able to have fun and just focus on school. But at the same time, like learning that responsibility, because then after college, like you're on your own. And not necessarily, like, I understand where my mom's logic was at, because for me, you know, and thank God for her, I'm never on my own. Like, I can pack up my stuff right now and go home if I wanted to. And my mom is not one of those moms that are like, you an adult, get out my house. Like, my mother will forever be in my corner. And so for her, I know it didn't feel like she was crippling me. It was, I'm giving my daughter the opportunity. So like, school was paid for, and then she took care of the rest. Like, enjoy college, enjoy your life. You know, don't worry about bills and all those things. Like, be in a situation that I wasn't able to be in when I was your age. Because then that takes me back to at 28, my mom was married, had a house, a good career. She had, you know, her college degree, kid, me, like at 28, my mom was a real adult. At 28, I think I was just coming into the understanding that I was not a real adult and I needed to get it together. Because I always had my mom and my family to lean back on. So I feel like a lot of us, though, you know, and shout out to the parents, because that's lit, though. You know, I feel like that's a job of a parent, is to make sure that the kid is good forever. Like, it's a lifelong thing. Until my mom dies, until my dad dies, they will be my parent. And I feel like they will always have my back in that way. So it just was a different time, I guess. Understanding of life was just different. You know, they was coming from a different situation and they didn't want me to have to experience that. So shout out to them. And, you know, I was blessed. But I feel like that's what sets me and a lot of people that I know apart when it comes to being an adult. So at 33, like, I feel like, okay, I'm just now really getting the hang of being an adult, because in my mind, I've only really been an adult for like the last 4 or 5 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. When did you realize that, okay, I'm an adult for real and I really gotta start like adulting? And you know what also blows my mind about that? I'm saying I didn't realize I was an adult for real until like 28. But before that, I had a whole house, a whole fiance, helping raise a child. And felt like I was still a child. I had a whole daughter and was a daughter. And that is what tickles me so much about our generation, because even still, like, even though I'm like more established and stable, I still feel like I'm not an adult. Like, my mom was an adult at 33, but everybody like that, all my friends. Like, I have this conversation with them all the time. It's like, we just out here trying to figure it out. We got houses and kids and all these things going on, but we still ain't got it together. We still trying to figure this out. We taking it day by day as we go. And I just feel like, you know, that is an interesting concept. That's very interesting to me, but it's kind of like two at the same time. I honestly don't feel like there's anything too wrong with that. Again, different time, different place. We was doing different things. It just meant something differently for our parents than it does for us to be in adulthood. Am I right or am I wrong? How y'all feel about that? Do y'all that's in y'all 30s, do y'all feel like y'all are adults? Do y'all feel like y'all adult? When did y'all start to realize like, oh, I'm grown up for real? I was telling my homegirl, we were having the same conversation, and she had said something similar. Like, oh yeah, I'm 30, I'm about to be 35 this year, and I feel like I just became an adult at 33. She got an 8-year-old son. So you've been a whole mom, and she's married. You've been a whole mom and a wife for a few years, longer than that you felt like you were an adult. Is that bad though? Like, is that a bad thing? Do y'all feel like that's a bad thing? Because again, I think it's like a generational thing. I feel like we're all just different type of adults than our parents because the times are changing. And just like I feel like these little kids under us, they're gonna be a whole different type of adult too. I'm worried about their generation, honestly. They're gonna be, I thought we was hell. Oh, they really gonna be hell. They gonna be a mess. They gonna be a mess, just like our parents thought we was gonna be a mess. But see, and then that too right there. The whole feeling like I'm old. Looking at the young kids like, they crazy. These kids done lost their mind. I'm sure a lot of people was looking at us like that. I'm an adult, but barely. I felt that. Everybody hop off the porch at different times. Well, what you mean by that? You hopped off late. I did hop off late. Big facts. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, I will say I hopped off late, but when I hopped off correct. Like, I've never been, like, my understanding of being an adult was like late to blossom, but I handled my business always. My mom made sure of that. And that's why I say she was really good about instilling moral and principle in me. Independence. But just like other stuff, handling different things, I was just like, yeah, no. This ain't it. I don't know. So yeah, there was that. I was having a conversation with a group of my girls about, we're at that age now, because I'm just like, dang, everybody getting married, everybody having kids. If I go to one more baby shower, listen, after your third kid, I'm not coming to no more baby showers for you. I'm not doing that. Because at that point, I'm just finna send you something. We don't need, invite me over. I help you put up the crib or wash some bottles. I saw something on social media that was like a home nesting party where they came and got the house prepared for the kid. Now I come to do that. It takes a village, help you get it together at the crib. But I'm not coming to no more baby showers after kid number 3. Baby showers are like popping left and right. Weddings popping left and right. What them things called housewarmings coming left and right. Everybody starting businesses. That's another telltale sign that I'm an adult for real. Like, I'm getting old. My friends and the people in my circles are now settling down. I can remember going to weddings as a kid, and it's like, oh, the aunts, the uncles, godparents, older people. Now I am the older people. The weddings and stuff that I'm going to are my friends, my circle. Like, we're that age where like life is starting to settle down. And that's a scary thought. That's a scary thought too. They learning how to go off TikTok. That's a scary thought too, that my friends and people my age are starting to just like get settled in a routine and a groove. Because although like I was saying earlier, my body is telling me that that's what needs to happen, sit your ass down. It's just like, so I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it's just me, or do y'all really sit back and look at yourself now and just be like, damn, like I'm a grown up. I was talking to one of my kids earlier this week, and they were pretty much asking me because they're getting ready to go off to college. And I can just remember being in high school, like, I can't wait to go to college. I can't wait to get out of my own house. I can't wait to be on my own. And again, those memories are so vivid, as if it just happened. So to think back to the fact that that was so many years ago, it's like, damn, where is the time going? It's moving so fast. Is it just me? Is it just me? Somebody tell me it's not just me. Like, nobody remembers being in high school like it was just yesterday. Another thing that's kind of like bringing time and aging to reality is death. People are dying, like the older people, the people that weren't so old as I was growing up, and now they're real old and now they're dying, or just like people in general. Like, here today, gone tomorrow is a real thing, and it's becoming like a more concrete understanding for me. That's something else that I wasn't prepared for in adulthood. Like, I really didn't have nobody close to me like die until I got to college. And when that happened, I didn't know how to handle it. Like, I did, like my grandparents and stuff, but I was like little. I was young, so I didn't really understand like that. But then to be like a young adult and have like a friend of mine, somebody that I was close to, die, it made the when you're a teenager, it's almost like teens are invincible. They don't see death because they feel like it's something that happens when you get old. So when people that are not old starts dying, or even when people that are old start dying, and you're old enough to grasp the concept that this is a thing, wake up call in that too, because it's like, shit, eventually I'm gonna be old too, and that's what's gonna happen. Like, you're born and then you die. It's coming. And I think that kind of puts things into perspective for me as well, just getting older, because it's like, do I feel like I'm in a space that, I've made my life count? It's a conversation that I'm starting to have with myself a lot lately, just like in what I do for work, in the friendships that I have, and the connections that I make, the impact that I have with my family, teaching people things, just like, what is my legacy going to be when I'm gone? Something that was not big on my mind until like the last couple of years, because I'm getting older and I'm realizing that I'm getting older. So it's just like, what are you going to leave for the people that come under you? Like I was saying earlier, I have lots of little cousins and nieces and nephews, and a lot of little people in my life that I love. And it's like, what are they going to think about when they get older? How are they going to be able to say that TT prepared them for adulthood, or that they can think back on how I was as an adult and like what that would look like for them? Because like I'm saying, my aunties and uncles, they was like adults for real. They was handling their business. And sometimes I feel like, girl, what are you doing? Life is just happening around me and I'm just here. But, again, I handle my business, not to get it misconstrued. But you just, this approaching 33 is definitely putting a lot of things into perspective for me when it comes to just me getting older and just what I want to accomplish in life and how I'm doing it. And it's a little overwhelming, I ain't gonna lie. So when I kind of got into this moment where I was like, I'm not doing anything for my birthday, I'm pretty sure that that's where it came from. Like, dang, girl, you about to be 33. You about to be 33 and life is happening. The world is turning. And what you got going on? So something I want to, the last little piece I want to talk about before I let you guys go is just really still being in a space of enjoying the journey, enjoying the moment, taking care of you and understanding that everybody's life accomplishments, setbacks. Like everybody's shit look different, and you got to live in a space that works for you. Like I was saying, a lot of my friends are getting married and having kids, and buying houses and doing all these great things with their life. And I feel like I'm in a space where I want those things, but it's not super important to me right now. And once upon a time it was, but I had to realize it was only because everybody around me was doing it. Like, yes, I want kids. Yes, I want to get married. Yes, I want to buy a house and all these great things. I'm going to buy a house next year, but that's because now it's something that I want. Before, it was something that I wanted because my friends were doing it. So just understanding like where you're at in your life is where you're supposed to be at in your life, and not allowing, life happening to get wrapped up in. I've been like clowning a little bit about feeling like an adult and doing this, and like really take the time to understand what that means for you though, because some people may have it together very well, as shout out to Crazy But True, the podcast. Everybody hop off the porch at different times. Facts. Everybody kind of comes into who they're going to be and how they're going to operate in their life at different times. It looks different. Just getting to a space where we understand that and not letting it affect us in a negative way. A lot of people will ask me, oh, you go to a lot of weddings and stuff like that. Don't make you feel away because you're not married. No, I be so happy for my friends that get married. I'm like excited when people find love, because you know me, I'm a hopeless romantic. I think everybody needs to find love and play it out however they see fit for you. But some people don't even aspire to be married. Some people don't want that lifestyle. So not to make yourself feel like you have to do something just because it's like the norm or everybody around you doing it. Like really figure out what adulthood looks like for you. If you don't want to be married and you don't want to have kids, you don't want to be a homeowner, that's cool. You don't want to start no business, you want to work for someone, that's what's up. Live your life the way you need to live your life. Everybody got a lane, right? And we got to stay in our lanes, and we got to operate the way that's going to be best for us, because boom, 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 per usual, let's take it back to the mental health piece. People be driving themselves crazy trying to like keep up with everybody that's, in their life and what they see. We have so much access to the whole world. Like at a swipe of a finger, you can see how anybody is living at any given time. And it does put like a sense of urgency on the way you live your life. You feel like you need to be more accomplished or be in a different space because other people are in a different space. Don't put that on yourself. I talked a lot about how I just feel like my mom was just so A1 at being an adult when she, had me and stuff. That's something that I struggled a lot with too, just like feeling like I was letting my mom down, because I wasn't as established or stable as I feel like I should have been, because she was doing it with ease at 28, and here I was hitting 30, and I just felt like things were still all over the place. And so like I just used to be really sad about the fact that, oh man, like I'm not making my mom proud. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Like that's the only woman I could ever say that I was like competing with. Like I really used to want to be like my mama. Like anybody that knows her, she's dope as fuck, and she's like just an amazing woman, an amazing mother, like love her family. She just lit. And it seemed like she just always had the answer. She always had it together. And I wanted to be just like her, but I am like the complete opposite of her. I am the complete opposite of my mom. And it used to frustrate me so bad. Like, I just want to be like her. And, it took me getting a little bit older and just kind of like walking into my purpose, walking into my truth again, just a couple years ago, and being like, no, you can't be like your mama. Your mama is one of one, but so are you. Nay, you're one of one, and you got to figure out what that one look like, because it's not going to be like Sharon. You little Sharon, but you ain't Sharon. So, just kind of do what you need to do for you. Take care of yourself. we getting older. Onto some real shit though. We are getting older, so like paying attention to how we're eating. Look at me about to give y'all a nutrition lesson, but just paying attention to how we're eating, checking your health regularly, then going to the doctor and knowing your family history, paying attention to illnesses and things that run in your family. That's something that I never paid attention to growing up because I was like in really good health. And now that I'm getting older, it's like, okay, this is a reality though. These are things that I gotta start paying attention to because I'm getting older, like getting those checkups often and stretching so that my bones and body don't ache. Eating better and paying attention to how much I'm drinking, just not even in the sense of I'm getting drunk, but just literally your body starts to process stuff differently as you get older. So just being mindful, y'all. There's nothing wrong with growing older. There's nothing wrong with coming of age and being in a more mature stage. It's lit, but it definitely can be overwhelming sometimes when you think about it. So, just some things to think about. Shout out to everybody that's in their 30s. Like we out here, we the new aunties and uncles, we the new parents, and we figuring things out, what it look like for us and whatnot. And I just want y'all to embrace it though. Like be in a space where it's not causing you anxiety and causing you like all it. I have so many people that come to see me and their mindset is just like they're afraid of getting older. And I could say it is overwhelming, but it's not scary. It's like, all right, this is happening. I'm embracing it. I'm just like moving into a space where I'm just finding out what's more important now for me. Let me line things up. Let me look at things a little differently. Let me see, what the next 5 years look like. You ask yourself that all the time and you look back on it and you be like, damn, all the stuff I said I wanted to do in the next 5 years, most of it didn't get done. Now I'm a little more intentional about what the next 5 years look like because in 5 years, I'm going to be grown. Like I'm grown now, but I'm going to be like grown. So just, intentional. That was my word of the year for 2022. And good job, Nate, because I feel like I have been very intentional this year and really like getting things in order and putting some things in perspective. But y'all, this 33 crept up on you, girl. It definitely crept up on me. And I am walking into a space of just, I guess, preparation for it. So shout out to Vegas. Shout out to the homie that wrote the letter. How did we get here? Because it really, all day I've been thinking about it and I'm just like, dang, it came fast. Like the world continues to turn. Days continue to be nights, continue to be weeks, continue to be months, continue to be years. And before we know it, it's going to be a whole another year. And, it's just, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I've just really been reflecting on the last couple of years and just, the growth has been substantial and the changes have been pretty dope though. I can't even lie. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about today. I be complaining about not wanting to do my show, but y'all be tired. Like it just life hit different. Life hit different. I go to work, I come home, and I just be like, not with it. But I am excited about 33. I'm excited for what's to come in this next chapter. I'm excited for more changes. I'm excited for more growth and maturity and just understanding, just growing as a person, like really tapping into who Nate is and who she wants to become Like people be like, "Oh, you grown," but you can never be too old to learn and grow, and like your transition should be always happening. Every year you should be a different person than you were the year before. Like, it's just damn. 33 came so quickly and it looks so much differently than just 30, and it was just 3 years ago. But I'm excited about it in a certain way, to a certain extent. So yeah, if I hit you up about some quick festivities that are happening this weekend, come chill with your girl. We ushering in a new year, and then I'm gonna take a little trip for my actual birthday and just have a great time. And because getting another year older is a blessing. And let's just be honest about it. Let's just be real about it. Like, it's not something that everybody gets, especially with like how the world has been the last couple of years. People have been dropping like flies. I hate that saying, but it's like real. Like, so many people have been lost over the last 3 years. It's crazy. So I'm very grateful to be walking into 33 next week. I'm very grateful to have gotten to this point that I'm at right now. Some people that came into 32 with me will not be here to come into 33. So I'm blessed. I'm grateful, that I got my right mind and all those good things. But it's just, with the good comes the bad too, the insecurities, the fears, the uncertainties and the doubts and all that stuff. It's real. It's very real. So as we get older, friends, fellow 30 somethings, let's just be in the mindset of growth and maturity, and just take care of you, do what you gotta do. And let's be great. Intentional. I'm gonna leave y'all with intentional too. And yeah, I'm gonna end this show just a little bit early, not too early, but that's it. That's my time. Holla at your girl. Prayers and blessings and love. Catch me right back here next week for another conversation on Let's Talk About It podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's talk about it.